Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I am Jenya. In today's video I got a huge project to deal with. I'm finally tackling the decluttering of my part of the walk-in closet. We're gonna declutter and organize all of my clothes as well as a bunch of small miscellaneous items that have been just sitting in my closet since we moved in here. So I'm gonna quickly go through those as well as clean our master bedroom. So I will be starting with that master bedroom cleaning, and then I'll be switching to decluttering the closet and then the miscellaneous items towards the end of the video. I can't believe how long this project took me to start. It has been sitting on my to-do list since we moved into this house about, I don't know, 7 months ago or so. The reason it was taking me so long to just start is because I was making a huge deal out of it. Of course, it may not be a small project, especially for someone who has quite a bit of clothes, but the fact that I kept telling myself that, oh, it may take me more than one day, maybe I should get all of the smaller projects done first. How am I gonna sleep if I don't get done in one day? I am just too tired today, etc. etc. That approach never works. What works for me, I have found, is to accept the fact that sometimes it may take more than one day and just be prepared for it, have a plan, and then just start small with one little step at a time. Or in other words, breaking up that project into smaller parts and just dealing with a little at a time. One last thing is that I have been really working on is to stop waiting for the motivation like it's some kind of magic that appears out of nowhere. I guess that could happen every once in a while, but most of the time I have noticed we bring that motivation to ourselves by starting up our project no matter what. The motivation comes after I guess we see some kind of progress or whatever happens, but the motivation always comes after I start the project, at least with me. Anyways, right now I'm just cleaning up the room. I'm going to vacuum the floors as well, and then I'm going to start on that disaster closet, and it is packed with stuff. It is a mess. I have completely let it go, and today I'll be taking care of that. By the way, if you're new to this channel, I am Jenya. I come from Russia and I have been married to my American husband for 4 years now. We have 2 kids together, a boy and a girl, and I just found out a few weeks ago that I was pregnant, and this time with twins. So in a few months I'm going to be going from a mother of 2 to a mother of 4. All of the kids are going to be 4 years old and under. I can't even imagine what it's going to look like, but my time management might have to change a little bit, and so right now I just know that I want to get as many projects out of my way and done as much as I can before the big day arrives. So on this channel you will find plenty of cleaning, organizing, decluttering, and an occasional DIY room makeover. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, I hope you will come back and see me again. In the meanwhile, I wanted to clean up this bedroom before I declutter my entire closet because I will be doing it in this room. I also wanted to vacuum the floors because the clothes will be all over the room. One more thing I wanted to get done before I start decluttering is to do my laundry, just to make sure there isn't a huge bucket with extra clothes that I didn't take into consideration while decluttering. So I'm gonna finish up cleaning the master bedroom and I'll talk to you in just a little bit.
Take you where you've never been. Swear I won't break your heart and I won't let you down. Yeah, maybe we can dance the night away. You got me feeling like a hurricane. 'Cause nothing's stopping me. You're all that's on my mind.
Watching this video back, I just noticed that little dirt on the TV screen, and I really dislike, for some reason, using the same kind of microfiber cloth after wiping the dust everywhere and then going and using it on my TV screen. It's just a personal preference, but I'd rather go and get a clean cloth and then wipe the screen, also probably with alcohol rather than my all-purpose cleaner, whatever it may be. But this day I didn't quite get back to that TV screen after all, so I just left it and I forgot.
Think I've got fire running through my veins. 'Cause when I
Also love this little grabbing stick. I got it from the dollar store for $1.25, and then I see them online starting with $8 and up. Not sure what the deal is here, but this one for $1.25 works just great.
All I wanna do now, maybe we can dance the night away. It's what I wanna do now. I hope that you can stay right here with me. Think I've got fire running through my veins. 'Cause when you touch me, I must stand in flames. I don't know what it is you do to get me.
Now that I cleaned and tidied up this room, I'm gonna show you a couple of after shots before it gets really messy again. And then next, I'm finally taking you to that disaster closet that I share with my husband. Everything on the left is my husband's, and the right hand side is mine. All of this is mine. There's more shelving right there in the back, and I just kind of use it for miscellaneous items. There's a couple of organizers that I never actually looked at after we moved into this house that I will be taking out today and going through. And then these two plastic dressers on the floor I use for everything that I don't hang. I have a feeling that I'm running out of space, but we will see after decluttering today if I need to get myself an extra dresser. Like I said, there's a couple of boxes that I never even got through unpacking quite yet, but you get the idea. Basically, I'm gonna start with taking everything, all the clothes out of here, and putting it into the master bedroom, on the bed, on the floor, going through everything piece by piece, decluttering everything that I don't need, don't like, don't wear, and then organizing the rest of it. I know there is a bunch of questions you can ask yourself when decluttering stuff, and then when organizing it back, there's also a few ways. Right now, I'm just going to start by going through the clothes and seeing what I don't like, declutter it right away, and as I go through it, just kind of pull them into categories, things like dresses, tops, bottoms, and as I see them organized by category somewhat, I hope I would be able to tell if I have too much of a certain category, and it will be easier for me to just eliminate a few items from each category. I'm going to be asking myself just general questions. Do I like it? Do I wear it? And even if I do I really need that kind of clothes? Because my lifestyle has changed since I had kids. I don't need to keep a lot of potty clothes anymore. I'm going to keep my pregnancy dresses on the other hand. And for me, important rule to follow that I find really hard all the time is to try and not pay so much attention to the dollar sign of the clothes during my decluttering. I've held on to so much clothes lately just because I know that it cost me a lot, and that is the hardest part for me during decluttering. So I'll do my best today just to ignore that. Because if something is really expensive, if I at the same time do not wear it or I'm not going to sell it, it doesn't matter how much it costs. It takes space in my life. And just like that, I've held on to a lot of dresses before that were beautiful and expensive, but I never wore once. Anyways, I'm showing you the shoes that I'm throwing away because my cat is secretly apparently a dog. She has a problem of chewing on shoes. Thank goodness I didn't need any of those shoes that I just threw away, but we do not keep them accessible to her anymore. In the master bedroom, in the meanwhile, this is all the stuff that I gotta go through. I'm gonna start with the stuff on the bed. So first, I'm just gonna go through the clothes and have an idea and get a feel of what I have, what I'm dealing with, and I wanna walk you through my thought process or just the major points as I go through stuff. When you watch organizing and decluttering videos of somebody else decluttering their clothes, for example, it looks pretty simple when it's somebody else's clothes. I feel like, yeah, you can just get rid of that or keep that. When I go through my own clothes, it feels a little bit different. I don't want to say that I have feelings or emotions about my clothes. I never quite understood that. But then I went through a couple of pieces of clothes of mine, and it wasn't even my clothes. It belonged to a family member that is, for example, no longer with me. And I want to hold on to a couple of those things, and I always did, but this time I'm going to take them out of my closet and put them into a more special place. And last time I did my clothes declutter right before we moved into this house, and I remember decluttering my wedding dress. So I want to say that there was a little bit of emotions there too. Not too much, it's just that I felt like I was getting rid of something special, but at the same time it wasn't beneficial to me to keep it any longer. I know that a lot of people keep their wedding dresses, and we all do things differently, and I'm not saying if it's right or wrong. What I'm trying to point out is apparently there is such a thing as being emotionally attached to a piece of clothing, and I didn't understand that before until I experienced it myself. As I go through my clothes, I'm also going to come across a couple of hats that were left from my ex-boyfriend from years ago. At the time, my mother found them and kept them for me, thinking that I might be emotionally attached to them as well. And maybe at the time I was, maybe I wasn't. I can't quite remember being attached to my ex-boyfriend's hat, but this time I knew for sure that why is this still in my closet? I decluttered it immediately.
Now then, after we have drifted off too far, let's tear down these walls. Our destiny has called. We're walking down a path, and the wind will change at last, like a song about our past.
I'm just making sure that I'm not forgetting about my laundry, which is just my clothes, because I want to make sure that I go through all the clothes today and declutter everything that I don't need and not forget anything.
Come and lay down next to me. Close your eyes and we'll be free.
Back in my empty closet, I'm just gonna wipe the dust and vacuum the floors before I start putting back some of my clothes in an organized order. At that time, I was thinking, is there a particular way I should put my clothes back in here? So I want to ask you, is there any particular way that you organize your clothes in your closet? What do you fold and what do you hang? Do you organize your clothes by color? Maybe you don't have a closet and you just have a dresser. Do you separate your summer clothes from winter? Or do you just put all of the pants together and all of the tops separated by short sleeve, long sleeve or something? And also I wonder, how do you keep your shoes? Do you keep them together with your clothes and then just keep a few maybe somewhere in the entryway that you wear at this season and maybe you switch them later? I am just wondering how other real people do it. I feel like I always ask you guys a lot of questions, maybe simple ones, but I love reading your responses because that's my main source of learning. I do come across of an organizing book every once in a while, and of course I watch plenty of YouTube videos as well, but nothing can replace the opinions of real people that live real lives. And so it's one of my favorite things to do, to read your answers to my questions on how you organize things, how you keep stuff, because I always feel like I pick up something new from you guys every time, and that's why I ask you so many questions. At this point I got to my floor clothes, which is mostly my tops and my bottoms that were in those two little plastic dressers, everything that I don't hang, in other words. So I'm going through those, separating them into main categories, like for example pants and shirts, which of course turns into subcategories, and there's going to be some pregnancy clothes as well, which I'm going to be putting separately. And of course I'm decluttering everything that I don't feel like I like, fit or need, trying to ignore that dollar sign. Another extra pile that I'm going to make is of all the clothes that I don't know if I fit into anymore or not. Even though I am pregnant, I am showing quite a bit right now. I feel like I can still tell if the clothes is going to fit me or not. It is not my intention at all to keep a single pair of skinny jeans to hope and fit into them one day. And like I said, even though I am pregnant, I still feel like I am going to be able to tell if I'm going to fit that clothes or not when I'm not pregnant. So I'm gonna have that pile and try it on a little bit later in this video. here's my shoe-eating cat. Her name is Katya. She loves watching and helping me clean, and she certainly never misses a big declutter.
When you close, I know.
Okay, showing you a couple of things that I wanted to try on. I got this shirt from my twins from Amazon. I feel like I didn't get big enough for it yet. I ordered a large size, but I'm pretty confident as well that I will get to that size pretty soon. And as I'm going through that little pile, the rest of the clothes is not maternity, but I fit into everything that I would normally fit when I'm not pregnant. So I'm definitely keeping these black jeans as well as these blue jeans. I have one more pair of jeans that I like that makes it 3 pairs of jeans that I own, period. Now this style of skirt might not be for everybody. I absolutely love it though. I ordered it mostly for the pregnancy since it's mainly going to be the hot season, and it's extremely comfortable. It's got pockets, it's great quality, and I ordered it from Amazon. I try to never order clothes online since 70% of the time it does not fit and I find it hard to return. But this was a nice surprise and it's definitely a keep for me. Anyways, now back to the bedroom. As I had all the clothes separated into categories, I decided to go the extra step and just quickly take a look at each category, seeing if I could declutter just a couple more pieces of clothes from each category. Because even though I went through all of the clothes already and put everything that I decluttered on the floor, I felt like I still had a little bit too much and I just did not need all of this. So as I just glimpsed through each of those piles, I found 1 to 2 pieces of clothes in each pile that I just did not quite love all that much, and I decided to let it go. Because after it was all separated into categories, it was easier to look at it more of a Marie Kondo style. For example, now that I had all of my long skirts in one pile, it was easier for me to look at them and think, do I really need that many of just skirts alone? Came across another maternity top that I love from Amazon.
It feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray. I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough for you. Wish you could be happy.
I decided not to bother and organize the clothes by color because I simply don't have that many colors. The only color I have is black or red. Anything that's with extra flowers is normally my pregnancy clothes. I'm gonna declutter a bunch of that after I'm done with having babies, which is definitely after this pregnancy. But do you guys like organizing your clothes by color? And if so, then do you still bother to separate them by season?
And I can't believe all the people you meet. Think you belong with everybody else, but you belong with me. And there's nothing I can do, cause you don't see straight when it comes to her.
As I hang them back, I just try to separate them by tops, bottoms, dresses, skirts, and something like a special occasion. And then the rest of the clothes will go into the bottom 2 dressers, separated by pants and tops, and we'll get to that in just a minute as well.
But I can't lie. LA made you crazy, yeah. You don't care what's real no more. No, you don't want me anymore. You only want what you can afford. This is goodbye, bye. LA made you crazy, yeah. You don't care what's
Just recently I had bought myself some extra velvet hangers since I wanted to get rid of all of the plastic ones, and I had the new ones hanging in the closet, but all of these on the bed are just extras that are left from the clothes that I decluttered today. I have been decluttering the plastic hangers over time, and I was worried that I wouldn't have enough velvet hangers, but that's not a worry anymore. Now I can let the rest of the plastic hangers go, and now I have plenty of the pretty black ones. Now I can probably let my husband use some of these pretty ones as well. As for the clothes that I don't hang, I have a bunch of pants, a bunch of tops, mostly short sleeves. On the floor I have shirts that I prefer to sleep in, and a small pile of clothes that I decided not to declutter and dedicated to strictly painting whenever I have a painting project. All of those clothes will go into the dressers. Hopefully they will fit.
We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you.
I have a little pile of pants that didn't fit into the dressers. It's not like I don't have any space in here, but I kind of wanted to keep all of the categories together. So I'm gonna think how I'm gonna store them better. And now I'm gonna go through this pile of my socks, tights, and stockings. And here I will also find things like winter gloves, even my kids' gloves, some extra belts for dresses and stuff, just extra stuff. In the end, I decided to separate all of my warm winter socks from just regular socks, put all of the tights and stockings together as well as the belts. As far as the gloves go, I'm gonna take them downstairs to the entryway, and I'm gonna stick them together into the container with the winter hats. The rest is decluttered, and then there is one more drawer that I didn't even think of, and I put all of my extra winter clothes in here and completely forgot about it. I remember looking for some of it during winter. What a better timing to find it right now that the winter is almost over. Anyways, I just kept the clothes that I kept thinking about during winter, and I decluttered the rest. So I'm not gonna use that drawer anymore, and all of my clothes is gonna be stored strictly in the closet. I'm not counting all of my winter jackets, which are going to be stored in the entryway in the closet. These piles are the clothes that I'm going to declutter for now. And then if you remember, I still have a few miscellaneous small extra items that are not even clothes. But when we moved here, I just had a couple of organizers with those items, and I just put them into the closet. And so next I'm just going to quickly run through all of those items. I don't think that most of them should even belong in the closet. And if they don't, I'm just going to have to find a home for them.
Dancing up in the stars.
There's a small pile to the right of me, and I think they call it halfway home decluttering style. I will explain in a second, but this is the pile with all of the extra little items that I gotta go through. Some of them are not so little, but this is the last thing I've gotta declutter today. And then I still wanted to make a couple of labels that I might need for my containers, for example with socks. But then back to that halfway home decluttering pile. I heard about that way of decluttering a while back when I watched some YouTube video, but what it is that when you just don't have the courage to really declutter something, but you really are not sure if you're gonna wear it, if you really need it, or if it's a kitchen item, if you're ever gonna use it, or you're just not sure, it costs you a lot of money, it could be an appliance or whatever. So when I have stuff like that I just can't make up my mind about, I'm gonna put them into a box and put them somewhere far away where I don't see it every day. In this case, I am going to store things like that in the basement. In our old house where we didn't have a basement, I would put a box like that into the garage, and then you just leave it there for a few months, maybe even up to 6 months or something. And then if you never need anything from that box during that time, or you never even think about any of those items, then you can safely just declutter them. My favorite organizing channel, which is the Clutterbug, that lady says don't even look inside that box after those few months have passed. And I don't know if I'm going to look or not. Normally it's tempting, but she says just declutter without looking. So that little pile of clothes that was on the floor is going to go to the basement for a few months. A little example of one of the pieces in that pile was leggings that I spent quite a bit of money on, and they even look great on me and very flattering. And when I wear them, I feel pretty comfortable for maybe an hour or so, and then I get tired. So not as comfortable as to wear those leggings all day long. So I got tired of looking at them in my closet, and like I mentioned, today I was really putting a lot of effort into not looking and not paying attention at the dollar sign of my clothes. So that pile was things like that I just could not make a decision on. Anyways, let me know if you do that. I think they call it halfway home, or just put a box away for a few months where you don't see it every day. I find that it works great for me, so let me know if you have ever tried it and does it work for you if you have.
Heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter.
I got a couple of blankets from my favorite store, Ross. I didn't know the genders of my babies yet, so I picked one blue, one pink, and I know I probably shouldn't have, but I could not help it. The store is just great, and I had to let that energy out and buy at least just one thing, even though I didn't know the genders yet.
If you want all the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, 'cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling real.
In our guest room, I have a closet where I keep all of the extra stuff, miscellaneous items, as well as refills for bathroom, for example, etc. So most of the stuff that I'm putting away actually belongs in that closet. At the moment, we had visitors who were sleeping in that room, so I'm just going to store all the organizers and all the stuff that's going into that closet next to that wall, and I'm gonna leave it there until the guests are gone, and then I'm going to put it into that closet. As for this master bedroom closet that I decluttered today, I'm going to go in there one last time and just throw away or declutter all of those shoes that were hanging there, but I never really wore them, so I don't really feel like I need a lot of shoes. I'm just going to leave whatever I wear on a daily basis, and that pair of blue shoes. My husband took me out the other day and I really wanted to wear a pair of nice shoes, but when I put one of the pairs on, I just was not comfortable in them anymore, although I used to wear them all the time. I don't know if it's true, but they always tell you that after you have babies, or is it after you are pregnant, your feet get bigger? They might get bigger, but I'm not sure if they shrink back after you're not pregnant anymore. All I know is that none of my shoes that I used to wear before fit me any longer for some reason. Anyways, I had to declutter all of them. There is no point in keeping them. Let me know in the comments what you think about feet getting bigger after pregnancy or after having babies. Anyway, we're now looking at the closet after decluttering. I'm going to walk you through a little bit, and then I also wanted to ask you one last question after that. On those shelves with all the baskets and containers, I have my socks and things like personal underwear and bras. Everything has its own container. I put a couple of labels on them which are not quite holding on. I might need to use some tape on top of that, but anyways, the main reason for my labeling is to not have an excuse to throw something into a basket that is set up specifically for something else. With the black dresser, I have just my shirts here. The short sleeve ones are on top, the middle one is for tank tops, and the bottom one is for my sleepwear. And then the right pink one is just filled with pants, regular pants, leggings, and then sleepwear pants in the bottom. The pants and jeans that I don't wear on a daily basis, I decided to stick into that blue container and on the shelf. Moving up and going from left to right, I have all of my warm clothes, long sleeve shirts and sweaters, then all of the rest of my shirts. I tried to give a little space between categories. Then I will have all of my pregnancy dresses separately, then all of the bottoms like skirts mostly, and then the last category is going to be a couple of outfits for special occasions. I decluttered a lot of that too, simply because I always seem to wear the same thing over and over. I have a couple of pairs of shoes downstairs in the garage, but I really don't have that many. And I have just a couple of pairs that I'm gonna keep here on the upper shelf. Anyways, the question I wanted to ask you, after looking at my closet now, I can't help but ask for some comparison. If you looked at the amount of clothes that you have, would you say you have more or less clothes than I have now in my closet? It is not to put myself or anybody down, but I am just curious. I have a feeling that a lot of you still have less clothes in your closet, but I am wondering if there is at least a few of you who have a bit more clothes than I do now. And keep in mind that my side is only the front one. The left side is my husband's, and I'm not really showing his much. Anyways, no pressure, but if you feel like it, leave me a comment below this video. And now I am going to wish you a wonderful weekend, and I'm hoping to see you next Saturday. Bye bye now. Side note, that check and donate is for my sister to check if she wants it and then donate it. It's not going back anywhere in this house. Okay, bye bye now.